We are talking Detroit Lions Rookie Minicamp observations, winners, and losers from what just took place over there in Detroit. We'll talk about the rookies. Who was excelling? Who's somebody maybe that we did not even know of that was doing well? And all of that stuff. But if you are a Lions fan and not subscribed, I say, what in the hell? Why? Because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors on this channel. We get into free agency, the NFL draft, offseason, in-season. Without further ado, let's get this thing going. The fellas at Chat Sports asked me, Mike, can you get 500 likes on this video? I don't think you can because it's a Monday. I said, BS. I already know the pride can get it done. So let's get past 500 likes for this video. Show them that we mean business. Again, we're going to go over winners and losers. When I talk to losers here, no one's really a loser in this. Why? It is basically them just getting to know the facility. Maybe a couple plays here and there, show some skill. But in all honesty, not really going to be losers in this thing. But we're definitely going to get into the players that stood in and did not stood out so well. So we're going to get into that first. First loser on my list, we're just going to get to the losers. And my only loser on this list is the injury bug. Injuries in this minicamp. Not a lot of players that you wanted to see or hear about really practice. Obviously, Hendon Hooker, quarterback there, he's not going to be practiced. That was all expected. Why? His injury. What came off, though, about Hendon Hooker, his leadership skills, he's showing it that, man, he's got the tangibles all together to be a really solid leader for this football team. Well-spoken. But he didn't practice because of that. Jahmyer Gibbs had a little bit of injury, a little bit nicked up, did not practice in this thing. We want to see this guy run the football. We want to see this guy make some big plays. And unfortunately, he did not do it. Now, it's not a big issue. He says, I'm good. And he followed up with confirming the Lions were keeping out due to precautionary measures. So his ankle injury is probably nothing serious at all. It's just precautionary. That's how they do. But as we continue on, are you guys concerned or worried about the Detroit Lions and injuries? Why for yes and then for no? We tend to get a lot of these bad boys, but are you concerned already for our football team? Let's continue on here with more players did not practice. Brian Branch did not practice this game. Again, not serious from what we're hearing. This is more precautionary, just like our guy Jahmyer Gibbs did there. So we didn't get to see a whole lot of him. Let's go ahead and get into the noticeable players for my list. We're going to start here with Sam LaPorta. Had an amazing little mini camp there. Competition brings out the best in the people, Campbell said. LaPorta, hats off to him. He's a hell of a player. You guys know that. All you can do is keep in every rep. Give it your all. Focus fundamentally and sound, obviously. Look back on it. There's definitely something better that I could have done. But it was a hell of play by him. And by all accounts, he was looking really, really good. Best player on the field. He ran precise routes, showed soft hands, caught more passes than any other player on the field. When he put his foot in the ground, his cut was not wasted. It was easy movement. No one could cover this guy. He was stealing everything, just doing a real fabulous job. So Sam LaPorta, the guy who I really would like to see perform well. Why is that? Because he's tight end. When you take a tight end, and with the history that we have, we want to make sure that this guy is an absolute stud for us. Because, in my opinion, it wasn't a position we didn't really need to draft. But seeing this, and we hope it continues, does give you good signs like, okay, yes, it was worth it to get this guy out there. Another player that was a massive winner for our Detroit Lions was the offensive lineman Colby Sorsdal. He says everything happens so much faster when you're at guard, Sorsdal said. things get on real quick, and that's one thing I need to adjust to. But I like having something new to work on, challenging myself. Feel like I'm doing it out there. Playing guard, and, credit to him. Sorsdal looked like he's done it. It was easy, and it was not a big deal. He looked really easy for him moving to guard. He's smooth, mover, well with the anchor, without much of a problem on this minicamp. He didn't square off across Martin, though. Our other our defensive tackle, who our offensive line, will have to go against him. So he looked smooth. He looked good. He took the field. He played every single rep at right guard. Very natural for him when he was playing the guard position over there. So this is good for the Detroit Lions because of the issues that we do have at guard. Big V, injury, Graham Glasgow. It's a one-year deal there. So Sorsdal was giving a lot of positive feedback, at least to us, and it feels good going into the 2023 season, knowing we do right now, it's looking good with the offensive line. The young guy, potentially at some point, if there's injuries, he can move in next to Penei Sewell, Frank Ragnow. That's what we need. We need to have a player of his caliber do that. And he sure did it there at minicamp for us, in which is fantastic. We're going to do another comment here, and it's about Lions undrafted rookie, Mohamed Ibrahim. Will he make the 53-man roster? Y for yes and N for no. Let me know in the comments below, and that's the other winner here. Mohamed Ibrahim is a massive winner because the injuries to Jahmyer Gibbs, injuries that occurred, and he stood out. He was the only running back on the roster at camp, and he put in a ton of work. In addition to being on the field for every team rep, he didn't take any reps off during individual or special teams drills. Mohamed caught few passes, though, showed nice bursts. His routes stood out early in special teams, though he seemed to be gassed by about 3/4 of the way through it. He squared off more than anyone. He had a solid day. And when you look what he did at Minnesota there, 320 attempts last year, 1,665 yards, 7.1 average, and 20 touchdowns. The guy is a bowling ball, and we talked about him on this channel. We got him. He has a chance legitimately to make this roster going against Jermar Jefferson as well as potentially Jace Kabinda. And I said this guy will make the roster. I think he does make the 53. He pushes out Jermar Jefferson, and the Lions are looking pretty at that position. So I'm going to ask you, will he make this roster? Y for yes and N for no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Another winner on my list is Starling Thomas. Who is Starling Thomas? The Lions picked this guy up there as an undrafted rookie, and he was doing a good job. He used the special teams. He showed up on Saturday easily as the most dominant player in those drills. His quickness is noticeable. He played with controlled speed and showed starting gunner capabilities. There's a lot to like about Thomas' skill set here, and if he keeps it up, like I'm saying, he definitely could make the 53-man roster. Really could, and he is a chance, special teams there, because we're a little bit issue on the kickoffs. Maybe this guy can come in there and make a big play and make this football team for sure. Lions wide receiver Antoine Green. He took reps in the slots as well as outside. He's very quick. He got off the line. He was bringing in the passes, and they were coming his way, so that looks good for him for the 7th-round rookie as well. Brodric Martin, looking as big as advertised. He's just a massive body, and he would have gotten a sack in a quote-unquote rookie camp there, but he's definitely the guy you want in the middle of this defense. He's got to get better staying low. That was some issues there in rookie camp, but overall, when it comes to Martin, He seems aware. He seems big-bodied, obviously, and to help this team out. Again, is more of the injuries with all these players and how they're doing. Jack Campbell looked really good in the middle. You could see his fluid. He was staying with it. He's just kind of learning the playbook right now. But he dropped back. He didn't get out of position. He was a proper the whole time. Jack Campbell looked really good, and he's another winner on my list as well for players to do. But we expect that. You know, when we think of the players that you drafted in round one, you expect that unless they're injured. Jack Campbell is everything to be advertised. But giving love to a lot of these young guys, the undrafted guys that, you know, they didn't have the chance really to, they have to make more to make this roster. So I thought they did a really good job. And injuries, again, we didn't get to see Jahmyer Gibbs. We didn't get to see Brian Branch, really. We didn't get to see Hendon Hooker. So hopefully that can get better for the Detroit Lions going forward. Folks, we're dropping videos on here every single day. Let me know that if you are subscribed. Let me know if you're not. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Smash that like button so you don't miss out on the latest news and rumors regarding our Detroit Lions.
Perfect.